Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Life at Germany with me, Vinu. In today's video, I am going to talk about cost of living in Germany. When people get a job in Germany and when they are planning to move to Germany, the main important question which comes to their mind is, what is the cost of living in Germany? So in this video, I try to explain about the cost of living which we are spending in Germany as a family of 4 members, 2 adults and 2 kids. So based on this, I shared my experience, how much is really expected when you are planning to live in Germany, how much the real expense you will spend when you are living in Germany. First, let's talk about the monthly rent. So in Germany, you can look for unfurnished house and furnished house. So in case of unfurnished house, you need to buy everything on your own. Like for example, the furnitures and the kitchen. So some houses might have kitchen, some houses might not have kitchen also. So this type of houses or unfurnished house. And the second type, you can look for furnished house, fully furnished. It means the furniture, kitchen, everything is included, and also your heating cost, everything will be included in your monthly rent. So in Germany, based on this unfurnished house or furnished house, you have to calculate your monthly rent. So if it is unfurnished house, you can get the apartment within the range of 700 euros to 1000 euros. And if it is furnished house, it means it includes everything. So that kind of house you can expect in the monthly rent of 1100 to 1600 euros. It may also go up depending on the square meter and everything. So other than this, what are the expenses you can expect from a house for as a monthly expense? So now whatever we have seen is only the hehouse rent. In some unfurnished house, heating, electricity, water, all these are excluded from the monthly rent. So you need to calculate for that separately apart from monthly rent. When you go for a furnished house, in some kind of furnished house, heating, electricity, water, everything will be taken care by the owner or landlord of the house. So your monthly rent will be fixed like 1100 or 1600. If say, for example, if they say like the monthly rent is 1600, it means it includes everything like heating, electricity, water and all those things. In case of an unfurnished house, now you need to look for how much will be spent on electricity, heating and water and all these things separately. So for example, so in my house it is unfurnished, so we need to pay separately for this electricity, heating and water. So for electricity, the family of 4 members, it will be range between 100 to 200 euros for family of 4. And heating and water, in some of the apartment they will call this as Nebenkosten. So it is like additional cost. So it also includes cleaning the apartment, for clearing the dust which you are putting in the dustbin. All these things will be included in this Nebenkost. It will also be around 100 to 200 euros. So if you are going for unfurnished house, then these kind of things you need to pay separately apart from monthly rent. What else you need to consider other than this monthly rent? So the next coming into picture is internet. So in Germany, every apartment will have internet facility. So in order to use this internet facility, you need to spend around 20 to 30 euros every month. So you need to get internet connection, and whenever you are coming to home, you can make use of this Wi-Fi connection. So for this purpose, you need to spend around 20 to 30 euros every month. And then next thing is mobile phone. So after reaching Germany, you need to speak with your relatives or parents who are staying at India. In that case, you need to look for a specific plan in order to call India every day, or depending on that. There are many plans which is available. So for that purpose, in order to make call with the German SIM card, you need to plan at least 20 to 30 euros monthly. So in our case, it is like 2 members how to use the phone. So it was like 20 to 30 euros. If it is only for one people, then it will be around 15 euros you need to spend every month for mobile. It is for making calls. And also, if you want to buy a new mobile, you can also buy with a contract of 2 years. There are options. So when you are buying like that, in that case, at least you need to allocate 15 euros to 20 euros monthly for your mobile itself. So this is additional cost which is coming other than monthly rent which you pay. The next one is related with TV. If you are coming from India, so here in Germany we have an option to buy TV, and with that subscription you have to pay monthly some amount. So we have an option called the Chittiram TV. So for that you need to pay monthly 10 euros or something like this as a subscription. Other than this, the main important thing which is there in Germany and which you need to pay for sure is radio or TV tax. So even though you are not having radio and you are listening to the radio, it is compulsory that you need to pay for this broadcasting services in Germany. So monthly you need to pay around 18 euros to 20 euros. So in your budget you also need to include this 18 to 20 euros for radio or TV tax. This you can also pay quarterly or 6 months once or yearly once, but it is mandatory that you need to pay even though you are not having radio or you are not listening to radio. So it is mandatory in Germany. So you need to calculate this also in your budget. So coming to the next point, transportation. So in Germany, it is not that mandatory to have a car in order to travel to different locations. Public transport in Germany is really very good, and we have a very good connectivity for different cities within Germany. So in order to make use of public transport, you can take a monthly pass. The pass is available depending on several zones. So when you are, for example, when you are working in a city where you live. In that case, you need to spend monthly around 70 to 90 euros for monthly pass. If in case you are traveling from one city to another city for work and you are going to make use of this public transport, in that case it will be range around 80 to 120 euros for transportation. For making use of public transport. There is also an advantage in Germany with this monthly pass. If you take a subscription for 1 year with this monthly pass, or even if you are taking it as for a single month, evening after 7 o'clock and during weekends, you can also make use of this pass with the additional one more person who is adult, and also you can take your kids along with this pass. So no need to take a separate ticket for your family after evening 7 o'clock during weekdays, and weekend also there is no separate ticket needed for your family. They can also travel. The next thing is, if you are having a car, in that case you also need to think about the expenses for car. So you need to spend for petrol. Since we are talking about car, I am also informing you that if you want to take driving license in Germany, it is better to have a license from India, and then you can transfer it in Germany to German driving license. When compared to learning driving from beginning, if you hold already a license from your home country and then if you want to transfer that into German driving license, then you will spend minimum amount when compared to start learning driving from the beginning in Germany. So when you are coming to Germany, you can also plan for your driving license priorly before coming to Germany. So if you are having a car, then for petrol you can spend around 100 to 200 euros per month, but it also depends on the travel which you do. If you always weekend travel for long distance, in that case you need to spend more on monthly basis. For example, we are using a car only during weekends, but that too not long drive, just within the city, something like that. So in that case your expenses will be minimum. And also you need to think about your car insurance amount. So if you have a car, then you also need to take car insurance. So if you are holding driving license for the first time and you are going to pay car insurance, in that case yearly it will be around 1200 to 1400 euros. And from the next year, if suppose you didn't make any accident and your driving license is already completed with 1 year, in that case your car insurance premium will be reduced a bit, so that the monthly expenses for this car insurance will get reduced. So for transportation, if you use only public transport, then you will spend amount differently every month. If you also have a car, in that case you need to think about the expenses which will occur for the car as well. And also one more suggestion, when you want to buy a car after coming to Germany for the first time, in that case it is also a good idea to buy a second-hand car at the beginning, and then maybe once you get experienced with driving in Germany and so on, maybe if you are interested, you can also buy a new car. And also you can go with the car loan, because of the interest rate is very less in Germany, so you can buy a car with car loan also. That is also one suggestion. So while thinking about the car expenses, you also need to think about the tires of car. So in Germany, during winter, you need to drive with winter tires, and during summer, you need to drive your car with summer tires. So it means you need to change your tires during that particular season. So you need to buy this kind of tires as well while you are purchasing the car, or you can also use the other variety of tire, which is all seasonal tires. So we initially used summer tire and winter tire. So every 6 months we will replace the tire. So we need to pay money for the person who is replacing this tire as well. So in order to avoid this expense, we changed the car tire to all seasonal tire. So it is not needed to change the tire during the seasons. So this is also one of the expense which you need to calculate in your monthly budget. Next expense is related with your grocery items. So when you want to buy some items specifically from Indian supermarket, yes, you can buy it. But sometimes the items which is available in Indian supermarket is also available in German supermarket. So you can find these kind of products and compare the price with the Indian supermarket and the German supermarket. And then if you feel like which one is best, then you can save some money while purchasing your grocery items. So approximately for a family of 4, we are spending around 300 to 500 euros monthly for this grocery items. So it might also differ based on your need. Yeah, so this is just approximate estimate. But as I suggest, always if you feel like the same item which you buy in Indian store is also available in your local nearby German supermarket, then you can also go for it by comparing the price with the Indian store which is available in your city in Germany. So this is how you will spend for grocery items in Germany. The next thing is medical expenses. So in Germany, generally medical expenses are covered by health insurance itself. So when you reach Germany, for sure you need to have a health insurance card, either public health insurance or private health insurance. So when you have this health insurance, you need to cover your family also with that health insurance card. So in that case, whatever medical checkup you are going, all these things will be covered in this health insurance card itself. But some kind of treatments might need some expenses which you need to put in your hand, put from your hand. If there is any such expenses needed, then the doctor itself suggests like for this kind of treatment you need to pay separately, which is not covered in health insurance. So these kind of expense might also occur depending on your health condition. And also when you buy some tablets, some kind of tablets will not be covered fully. In that case, you need to pay at least 5 euros for that tablet when you are using public health insurance. So this kind of expense also you can calculate in your monthly budget depending on the medical needs which you are going to use. The next thing is, if you have kids, then you need to think about the school expenses. For example, if you prefer for the public kindergarten, then depending on your salary, if you think about public kindergarten and your kid age is below 3, in that case you need to pay the money to the kindergarten depending on your salary. For example, at least 100 to 200 euros you need to spend monthly for kindergarten, which also includes food which is provided in the kindergarten. After age 3, in some of the cities in Germany, there is no need to pay kindergarten fees, but you need to pay for lunch fees alone. If the kid is going to take lunch in the kindergarten itself, then you need to pay for that lunch fees. And after 6 years of age, here in Germany, it is mandatory that the children has to go to the school. So if you prefer for public German school, in that case, there is no fees for kids who is going to the school. But if you prefer for having lunch at the school and taking some additional care at the school, in that case, then you need to think about the monthly expenses which you have to spend for this lunch and daycare facilities in the school. So for example, that will be around 150 to 200 euros per month if you prefer for lunch and daycare at the school. So these kind of expenses you can expect from the school in Germany. And the next thing is travel expenses. So when you have some public holidays and when you have some long weekend, then if you are planning to travel within Europe, in that case you need to think about how much you will spend for that travel. So it again depends on your budget and your estimation plan. So approximately I am telling 200 to 300 euros per month you can plan for this kind of travel. And then the next thing is restaurant expenses. For example, if you are bored in cooking and if you want to go outside, or if you are a kind of person who eat weekend every weekend in a restaurant, not cooking at home, in that case you need to plan your expense separately for this eating out expenses. Just for example, I am telling like monthly twice you are going and eating in restaurant outside. In that case you need to plan for at least 200 euros minimum for this kind of expense. So I think I covered what are the expenses you need to spend when you arrived in Germany, and when you are going to plan based on your salary, how much you need to spend every month as a cost of living in Germany. Then I hope this video will be very useful for you. Now, based on all the expenses which I said, you can calculate yourself how much will be your monthly expenses or monthly budget based on the number of family members in your family, and then you can think about like how much you can save monthly from your budget. So if you are really saving well, then it's good. So it is just based on my experience I shared the cost of living in Germany. So you can think about it, plan your expenses accordingly, plan the budget and calculate as per your salary whether it suits you to come to Germany. All these things you can decide by thinking all the monthly expenses which I said. So plan your budget accordingly and save lot of money in Germany. So if you are watching this channel for the first time, please subscribe, like and click bell icon to get latest notification of the video. Okay, we will see you in next video. Until then, bye from Vino. Bye.